Well, for more on the debate, let's turn to CNN's national security commentator, Mike Rogers. He was also former chairman of the House Intelligence Committee. Chairman Rogers, thanks for being with us. If we look at the campaign so far, there hasn't been a lot of talk, at least on the Democrat side, about national security and foreign policy. It's expected to come up during this debate. Given Hillary Clinton's experience, has she got a lock on it? And if she does, what does that say about the rest of the field?
Well, two different problems here for her. One is she has some of the legacy problems from the Obama administration going into this debate. So the Russia reset question plague her a little bit.
Yep.
She voted for the Iraq war. That's a real contrarian position in the Democrat primary. And you saw what was happening at the top of your newscast. You talked about the North Korea showing its muscle.
Yeah.
You talked about Russia firing missiles. You talked about all those things. That is something that she's going to have to reclaim as her mantle.
So you're saying she's got a lot of problems left over from her time as Secretary of State?
I do. I think she does have some problems. She's going to have to get through those. And I think that her Democrat opponents, if you hear them on the campaign trail, think it's a weakness for her. And I think you'll probably hear that tomorrow night.
But given her experience, a lot of people talk about her experience as Secretary of State, 1,000,000 miles. She flew around the world. She was the most traveled Secretary of State, in the history of time.
Yeah.
And her challenges here can't really match that, can they?
No, but they can find some policy differences. Right. So if you have heard Bernie Sanders talk about his opposition to the Iraq war, Hillary Clinton's position on the Iraq war, she supported it and voted on it in the United States Senate.
Yeah.
And so now she came back and changed her position. But those are issues she's going to have to overcome. Same with Russia. If you look at the Middle East right now, and the dominant player right now in the Middle East isn't the United States, it's Russia. Remember her whole Russia reset question? I think you're going to hear some of that tomorrow night. What did she miss when she was Secretary of State? So what they're going to try to do, I believe, is make that strength, that national security strength that she walked into the election with, make that her Achilles heel. And that's an important thing in debates to try to do
in debates, absolutely. One of the issues which has been dragging her down in the polls, Benghazi. Given what's happened over the last couple of days, is she now off the hook, at least politically, as far as Benghazi is
here's
concerned?
what I think her big problem is, and I used to be a former FBI agent as well. The FBI is investigating. The FBI is investigating this and working at this, and they're not going away on it. It's not necessarily the Benghazi piece of this that I think she should be worried about. It's all of the emails that are coming out and the FBI investigation. There's this little drip about new things in these emails that are coming out, not related to Benghazi, but causing her problems going forward. She's going to have to deal with that.
Hard to say trust me when the FBI is looking at your emails, right?
Well, that's a bad day. I'll have to tell you, as a former FBI agent, they wouldn't take this case lightly, and they're not going to be influenced by outside folks. They're going to actually investigate this thing. It could either exonerate her at the end or cause her real problems.
Chairman Rogers, thanks for being with us. Appreciate your insights.
Thanks for having me.
Okay.